The two devil, Emeka and Debbie, as here celebrating, rejoicing over their plans. You remember that they are the ones who executed a plan of Benny and Hanks being in a room or in a hotel room, plotting that they had some conjugal rights around themselves. But do you think that these people, they'll celebrate until when? There's a saying that every day could be for the thief, but one day would be the owner for the owner. When the 40 days of the thief are over, then we will know the right person who to see who is the thief in the community. This time around, the two are celebrating, saying that we have executed our plans smartly and everything we have used is cleared. First of all, these two, they used different phones or SIM cards to send messages to Clara, Hanks, as well as Benny and Jonathan, of which they are not even written in their names. This is the first step they did. Second, when Emeka went to the hotel, no one knew that he would be there, and even bringing the journalist also was their plan. So among all the plans and all the things they used to execute their plans, do you think that they will go scot-free from this crime they did? Do you think that they will celebrate forever? Because if this time around Clara and Jonathan are not in their right senses, I'm sure with time they will know who their real enemies are. Because you can do everything on this earth, you can do anything, but remember, once the truth prevails, you can never hide it. You will hide in shame and you will be ashamed of yourself. This is the same thing which will reach at Debbie and Emeka. They think that they are more clever and they are more smarter than others. But mind you, when a crime is done, we are always there. It's always a time of investigation and the crime scene. Now we have the crime scene. You have the investigation. The investigation has to go on because so many questions are in this plot. So many questions are in this plot they did. So that's why I say that if we are rejoicing, Emeka and Debbie, rejoice a lot, because as soon as possible, you will be the one crying. As they always say, have a saying that he who laughs last laughs the best. One day, one time, you will be caught up with your action. If not, you will be the same people who will report to each other. Even your body language will tell it everywhere. First of all, if I tell you that these things will end up being caught by them. First, Jonathan got a message at the same time when the incident happened. Second, this young girl first was with Debbie when she received a message, and the message was talking about her mother having engaged into danger in a certain room, and he has to go for help. And at the same point, Hanks also has the message which was sent by Benny, telling him that she is in danger and she needs his help, of which Hanks was told not to tell Jonathan and Clara, who happens to be Benny's mother. It's also another question about there, and Johnny Hanks rushed so fast and reached at the hotel also. Another thing, why? Another question, why is it that these people were found unconscious if true that they had something in mind or they had something to do by themselves? That's also another question. If the investigation goes on, there are so much questions to ask in this case, which might make Hanks be free from this crime, and at the end of the day they will look for the criminal who might have done this one. Remember that when Hanks came, he found this young lady, Benny, when she's unconscious. That's what she told Clara also, that I found your daughter unconscious. But the question is, what had you come to do in that same room? And this would be the answer to Hanks, that this girl sent me a message to come and rescue her. She's in danger. And the same thing that Jonathan would also say, I also received a message from someone telling me that my daughter is in danger in a certain room with Hanks. And that same spot, when Jonathan received a message, same thing, Clara received a message telling her that her daughter is in danger in the same room. Now the question is, if I was an investigator, if I was I was Clara, how come that we all received the message in the same time, and we received the message to come in the same room or in the same hotel, which means that there might be other people behind all these plots which is happening in now. And if Benny wakes up, she will also say the same. I received a message claiming that you are in danger, that's why I came. And she will also testify that when I came, I did not find you here, but all I remember was someone hitting me on my head. Remember, Hank said that she found Debbie in unconsciousness, and he was trying to call Debbie, calling her around to wake up, and he was also hit on the head, and that was the end of the story. Another thing, he wake up Jonathan hitting him, Clara crying loud to take her daughter for hospital and shouting at him that he did what he did to her daughter. Another question is, if this was Hanks's plot or Hanks's plan, why is it that they included a journalist? Why is it that the journalist was already there in time to capture the incident which happened in the hotel? Which means that someone might have talked, or I might have plotted this gentleman who happens to be the journalist, and we plotted him there at the hotel to take the news. There are so much questions which might lead to the truth of Hanks being innocent over he is being accused of, and what will be the case at Clara's part. That is why, Clara, last time you told your daughter that we should first listen to the second person before we make the judgment. But here, you did not even listen, of which I can understand. But sometimes I wish, I just pray that, Clara, when you sit down, you will ask yourself questions. How this might have happened? Why is it that all of us, the four, the victims and we, the parents, happen to come in the same time, and we had the same messages? And we all know that the criminals are criminals, and when the truth comes out, you will never run away from it. Secondly, Clara, you are going to lose your friend Hanks just because you don't believe in him and you don't listen to him. This is the second time you are doing this thing, and it will cause a lot of pain to you. Remember, the first incident was about your husband. Now the second incident is about your daughter, of which, if you could reason and say that Hanks cannot do anything to your daughter because he is a man of Vara. He's a man of Vara who understands and listens to everything. So the first suspect will be the journalist. The journalist is the first suspect. How did you get to know that here there's a businessman who is happening to have some little girl in the room? Who told you about it? I'm sure that the journalist will be the one to take them to the the person who paid him to make this news. Yeah, because as for me, if I was an investigator, I start from the journalist. How how did you happen to know about this incident? Which means someone might have called you. And who is that person? If that person called you to be at the scene, it means that you knew what he knew what is happening, what's going to take place in that place, and he knew the consequences which might happen if those if that video goes to the social media or to the television. He knows what this man will lose if he's caught into act. Guys, so many things are here that they are going to use to find the truth from the truth from the incident. But as we go on, just imagine the mother of Clara, asking Debbie to talk to her friend about the situation, about her respecting her husband, about her closing the business, about her being under her husband, because men like to be respected. Mother, we all understand that African men like to be respected and to be heard or to be listened to. But this time around, Jonathan is not the man you can sit down and close your business at. A man who is not ready to change his behaviors over his family so that he can provide for his family. His pride has taken over him. You cannot just quit your business because of a man. Second, just listen to Debbie saying, I've talked to Clara so much, Mama. I've talked to Clara, have begged. I've talked to her to change her behaviors, to respect her man, to listen to her man, but she's not listening to me. She has turned a deaf ear. I don't even know what to do, but I'll continue trying. And the mother is, I will also continue trying until she makes she changes in her mind. But we all know that this young lady, this Clara, has been down to her husband. And even when she started a job or she started a restaurant, she has never in one day disrespected her mother, her husband. Always she has put her husband over her job. She has put her husband over everything which is coming across them, even if it means to put so much lies on her husband. She has done it. Even when the husband came and asked for her help to ask for a job from Huxley's company, the wife did, because that he doesn't want him to be like a nagging man, a man who is useless. She wants him to see that he has to work for his family. But no, Jonathan is also not saying. I don't know why African mothers, you see the side of the daughters, but you don't see the side of your sons. You should also talk to your sons, because these are the same sons we marry, and they tend to be holy in front of our parents, but yet after the parents have closed their door or behind us, they will change into vipers, into I don't know, into animals which we cannot even understand. This is the same thing which Jonathan has turned into. But Clara is trying so much to see that Jonathan changes and puts in his effort to become a man again, to struggle for his life, or to struggle for his family. But no, all he does, he's nagging like a woman, fighting his woman over the business. The business they told him to start even before he couldn't start it. Now he is fighting his woman because he is guilty that he did not do well to his woman. That's why he's finding so much things to see that he puts down this woman, so that he goes to zero. And this is what Debbie wants. The more these people they fight, the more you mama try to find solution for your daughter, the more things are becoming so difficult for your daughter. It's better, mama, you decide and support your daughter rather than always looking at the side of your in-laws because they are the man. African men learn to respect your women even when they are working. Doesn't mean that if a woman works, she will destroy or she will disrespect you. No, that's how now she works. So guys, I love you. Let's meet in a new video. Bye bye.